Alright, so hello everybody, welcome to today's lesson. Now before we get into the lesson, okay, I would just like to welcome the new people who have seen my YouTube channel. That I would like to welcome you to Sec 4 G2 A Math for Term 2. The scope will be basically that I'll be following the textbook and the syllabus so that I can finish roughly in around April or May, and then it'll just be revision all the way until N level. Alright, so a self-introduction about myself. So firstly, hello everybody, my name is JC. I'm a current tutor with 5 years of teaching experience, and I specialize in O-level E-Math and N-level English. Okay, I'm some degree diploma holder, some likes, hobbies, and also some dislikes. Okay, one of my most important pointers is always this: safety is our number one priority. Please do not take your safety for granted. Okay, now let's go on to the content for today. Now before that, okay, I would like you all to have the following items on your table before we start today's lesson, which is right here. Yes, okay, it's a bit big, so let me just, yeah, okay. So the things that we need for today, okay, sorry that you had to hear the thing because of rotating my laptop. So first thing is, I need you all to have your rough paper. It's a must. Secondly, I need you all to have your pens, right? And this one is I've already included. Those of you who have been me all along, you'll know that last time I did not used to include calculator, but this time around for Sec 4, you need to have your calculator. Okay, and the last one is the textbook. This one I will leave it up to you to decide. Right, if you want to have your textbook with you, please go and get your textbook. If not, you may just listen to the recording. Alright, so today I have a few agendas. So the first thing is the content overview for today. Okay, the content overview for today, what will I be covering? Firstly, differentiation revision and integration revision. Okay, those of you who find integration very new, do not worry, it's actually simpler than differentiation after you have gotten used to the flow of the questions. Okay, alright, so first things first, we need to recap what are the rules of differentiation. So rules of differentiation, we have a few. Number one, we have this thing called the power function rule, which is basically power come down, power minus 1. Secondly, we have our chain rule. Thirdly, we have our product rule. And finally, the most difficult one of all is quotient rule. Okay, so I'll be covering each in individual episodes. So this is episode 1, so this will be in episode 1, which is our product rule. Episode 2 will be in our chain rule and function rule. And our third episode will be the most difficult one, which is quotient rule. Okay, this will be just a mini revision guide for you that I'll be putting up as a new series. Alright, okay, now since we got that out of the way, we need to know how to apply. So the first one we want to learn is the product rule. Okay, now I think you all have seen this before. Okay, this is the type of question that will be coming up for the examination. So first things first is y equals to this equation. Correct, whatever you have learned in school. So it will be u equals v equals, okay, and we can simplify the v because the v is a little bit complex to simplify, so it will be 6x minus 12 to the power of half. And yes, you may write half like this. Alright, so what is dv dx? 1 half 6x minus 12 to the power, take away 1 by the differentiation of the bracket, which will be 3 over the square root of 6x minus 12. Alright, if you're wondering why there's a root in the denominator, it's because I actually moved the minus half power sign down to the denominator. Alright, and what is du dx in the end? Du dx is just 1. So with all of these, okay, which I'm probably going to erase the top, okay, we need to understand what is the dy dx rule. So it will be dy dx equals to u dv dx plus v du dx. This is simple power come down, power minus 1, right? So I write again. Okay, now this comes the difficult part. Okay, this comes the difficult part. The difficult part now is this. Okay, I think you all must listen quite carefully. This is the difficult part. The difficult part is how am I going to make sure that my u stays in the same order. Right, wait for the laptop to slowly respond. Okay, so basically, oops, sorry, I'm supposed to share this deck with all of you. Yeah, okay, I do apologize for this slight mistake. Alright, just share it real quick if my laptop can respond. Yes, okay, so dy dx. Now the trouble with dy dx is very simple, right? You understand the equation but you do not know how to apply. So I'm just recovering this very quick. What is my dv dx? 3 over the root 6x minus 12 plus what is my v? Okay, my v is basically whatever I wrote in the denominator, 1. Okay, so this one, a bit of conflicting information here and there, but just take note that it is actually not that difficult. Okay, wait for my laptop to respond a bit. Okay, so same thing, what is my dv dx? I went to take a look. Okay, I went to take a look, and then after that I went to write down what is actually my equation. Okay, hopefully you can respond in time. Hello. Yeah, it's connected. Okay, I think it's because of the okay plus v du dx. Now if you ask me, can you use u and can you use v alternatively? The answer is you can. Okay, you can use v du dx plus u dv dx. There is no harm. Okay, now the trouble is, how am I going to simplify all of this? Let me clear this first. Okay, the trouble now is how am I going to do the next step? Okay, for the next step, which is what you all need to pay attention really closely. Okay, because this is the part where students usually cannot score marks. When I studied A math back then, I also don't know I also didn't know what to do with this because I was a little bit lost. So take note, okay, it will be 3x minus 6. So why 3x minus 6? 3x minus 6, right, is basically, okay, or if I were to illustrate this as a new share, yeah, if I were to illustrate this as a new share, yeah, let's see if my Chrome canvas can go here to this area here so that I can demonstrate on my side here. Okay, from now on you all will be seeing this. Okay, hopefully it's a bit more clear. Okay, yes, like that. So the issue now here, right, is what are we going to be doing as a subwhole? Okay, subwhole means what are we going to do as a whole to figure out what is this entire thing actually saying about, right? So it will be, of course, 3x minus 6, right? Because you times x minus 2 to 3, alright? And then you over the whole thing with the root 6x minus 12 plus root 6x minus 12. This step to this step is what we call lowest common multiple, because we do have a lowest common multiple over here, okay, which is 6x minus 12. So you bring it up, okay, you bring it up, so it'll be 3x minus 6 plus, then you bracket 6x minus 12 over root 6x minus 12. What will it equal to? It will just equal to 9x minus minus 18 over root 6x minus 12. This is my final answer. Okay, so using the lowest common multiple, or we call it LCM, we can therefore figure out how to actually do this equation smoothly and safely. Okay, 6x minus 12, when you bring it up, it will become a bracket of 6x minus 12. There is no power. Now, a lot of students always mistake this power here. Okay, what is this power here? Don't have. Okay, there is no such thing as a power there. Alright. Okay, now I think you all have the idea of this. If you all still don't know, please replay back the recording from just now. Right? Now I would like you to do a try yourself. Okay, this was from last time, so I'm just going to clear this. Okay, now my equation has changed slightly different. Okay, for this equation, which is a try yourself question, right? Let me copy again. Y equals x minus 3 root 16x minus 36. Okay, this is the equation. I want you all to find dy dx. This is the one I want you all to find. Okay, okay, so for this equation, which I will do on a separate piece of answer the sheet, I will be giving you all 5 minutes to try this question, 5 to 6 minutes. Alright, while I get my document ready. Okay, this one I'll leave it here. Let me start. Okay, your question is this. Alright, so your screens are there. Yes. Okay. I'll be giving you 5 minutes. Your time starts now. Use product rule only. And go. Alright, you all have about 1 minute and 15 seconds. Okay, make sure you all answer all the question. Sorry, make sure you all understand how to find DYDX using product rule. Okay, for those of you who need the question, this is the question. Give me a moment. Okay, time is up. So I hope you all didn't find this question too difficult because I just changed the root sign and I actually retained the bracket sign. Okay, so if you all want to find out the answer, this is the answer that I have written down. Okay, now I know this is very confusing because it will be like, what the heck is this teacher writing? Correct? So this one, pardon for my slightly slanted handwriting, okay, slightly slanted work, okay, but you all should know that at least you must get your, firstly, I need to see you're getting your u as x minus 3, okay, and your du dx is 1, your v is this, okay, which therefore you change to this, and therefore your final dv dx is 8 over 6 root 16x minus 36. Alright, which therefore from here you actually shift to your this equation, okay, which is dy dx equals u dv dx plus v du dx. If you write v du dx plus u dv dx, you are entitled to that as well. However, I find that u dv dx plus v du dx is better than the other way around. Right? So make sure you write everything concisely correct. Okay, and therefore from your manipulation, you should get 24x minus 60 over root 16x minus 36. I hope you are clear about this. Okay, now we are going to move on to integration. Where is my integration question? Okay, yes. So this is the word example 2 that I have, which is about integration. If you still have trouble with your differentiation, right, integration is much better. Alright, now this sign over here, this S curly sign before the 10 and 5, right, that is integral. Okay, 10 and 5 are basically values for x. So later you need to use a little bit of your, number 1, you need to use a little bit of your matrices, and 2, you will need to know this thing called definite integral. What is definite integral? Definite integral means it's basically values for x lah. Okay, values for x after the integral sign. That means these numbers over here, 10 and 5. Okay, so how would you actually do this is simple. Firstly, right, you know differentiation is power minus power come down power minus 1, right? This time round is power add 1 divided by the power. So what you need to do is like that, then 5x over x to the power of half, which will be like this, 5x, sorry, I shouldn't be putting x here, I should be just putting 5. Okay, which is 5x to the power of minus 1 half. So therefore, when you do your integration, because it's definite, right, you put a square bracket, okay, so that you understand that whatever I'm going to put inside is actually my integration. So it will be 5x to the power of half divided by half, close the bracket, 10 and 5. Okay, the values of x you put here signifying that, okay, you are ready now to sub in the x. Okay, you're ready to sub in the x now. Those of you who have been with me since the start of integration, you know this question I like to set. Okay, I like to set 5 over root x, 5 over x, root x square. Okay, all these I love to set. Okay, but don't be alarmed by this. Alright, so what will be the answer? The answer will be just, you just sub in the values of x, and it must be every single value. You minus away this thing. Okay, then some of you all might be asking, those of you who are new, why minus, right? Is because in matrices, when you minus this, you will actually get back the differentiation of the question. Okay, you actually get back the differentiation of the question. Then you may be asking me, I thought we were doing integration, not differentiation. Yes, but when you're doing a minus sign, which means you will be going back by doing the reverse and getting back the differentiation, meaning to say you'll be getting back your dy dx. The difference in y over the difference in x, or you can say the change in y over the change in x. Alright, so what is the answer? The answer will be just, sorry, let me use my calculator over here. So if I type in all of my values, I should get a very beautiful answer. Okay, I hope you all know. Okay, before I tell you all the answer, right, I hope you all know how to key in fraction powers into the calculator. Alright. Okay, so if the answer is not exact, put into 3SF. So this will be 9.26. Okay, understand? Alright, let's try one question and I think we can call it a day. Okay, this will be try yourself too. Okay, this one is by using matrices and basic. Okay, let me see what I should calculate. Okay, calculate this. Okay, so this is what you have to integrate. Okay, now for this question, because you are still very new, I'll also give you about, okay, I won't be so linear, I'll be giving you about 4 minutes to try this question. 4 minutes, yeah. Okay, I'll be giving you 4 minutes to try this question. If you need this question, will be here. Alright, your time starts now. Right, go for it. Okay, for those of you who need a question, right, or you have forgotten, this is the question. Yeah, yes. Yeah, let me just See if the question is loading. Okay, for those of you who are done, okay, just give us a moment while I set up the share screen for a bit. What is this? Right. Okay. Okay, this is the try yourself question. Right. Hang on for a bit. Okay, those who are still doing, you have about 15 seconds. Yes, okay, finally my thing come up. Alright. So this is the question for those of you who need it. Okay, time is up. So the time is up already. So I will need to go through this question pretty quick. Okay, but basically your answer should look something like this. Right. Yeah, okay, this was the question. Yes. Okay, so this is the answer that you should get. Firstly, I am, yeah, sincerely apologize. You're supposed to put a dx here. Okay, so you want to change your answers respectively, you're supposed to put a dx there. Alright, so it'll be the power you bring up, so it'll be -2, and then after that everything just flows as per normal, as power at 1 divided by power. Okay, I hope there is no questions for me. Alright, if not, that's all for today. This is just episode 1. Now, next lesson. Right, next lesson. Okay, next lesson, what are we going to be doing? Firstly, this is for episode 2, yeah? Episode 2, right, we will learn more about the differentiation of chain rule and power function. And also okay, tips for acing WA2. Okay, yes, I know it's been a while. Okay, it's been a while since I did WA2 WA2 tips, okay, or WA tips in general. Alright, so that's all for today. Thank you so much for joining me today on the very first episode of this revision series for A Math, covering on chapters 1 and 2. So if you have any other questions, please raise it up for me in the comment section below. I would love to hear your thoughts and stuff like that. Right, I hope there's nothing else for me. If there is, right, just leave your comments in the comment section. Okay, I'll just see. Alright, so I'd like to thank you all for watching this video. Do consider subscribing, and I will see you guys in the next video of episode 2 for differentiation and integration. Okay, alright, and if there's nothing else for me, I'll see you guys next time. Bye.